So, I think, therefore I am is one of the most famous phrases in philosophy. Everybody's heard it. So, let's talk about what it means. It comes from Rene Descartes, a famous historical philosopher, in his Meditations. And here's the basic story. Descartes is tired of having false beliefs. He's just tired of believing things that aren't true. So he says, I'm going to come up with a plan to try to avoid or prevent myself from believing anything that's false and try to believe only things that are true. And so his strategy is this. Any belief or any kind of belief that could be false, I'm not going to believe it. So first he says, beliefs from my senses. Sometimes my senses have deceived me and, they've made me believe things that aren't true. So I'm not going to believe anything from my senses anymore because beliefs from my senses could be false. He also says even sort of beliefs from my reason, like mathematical beliefs, could be wrong too, could be false too. I've sometimes done some math problems and they turned out to be wrong. I don't have the correct answer, and maybe that could even be happening with simple math problems too. He then considers how he could be dreaming and believing all sorts of things in his dreams. And if he were dreaming, well, those beliefs wouldn't be sort of literally true. If you have a dream where you're doing whatever, you're not really doing whatever. So that's basically another reason to doubt his senses. He also considers this. There could be like an evil god or an evil demon deceiving him into believing all the things that he believes. He could be, to update his story, he could be plugged into the Matrix or be like a brain hooked up to a computer believing that he's doing things and he's not really doing those things. So there are all sorts of beliefs that he could be mistaken about. He then notices, look, whenever I think I am thinking or there are thoughts, whenever I think that, it's gotta be true. So whenever I think, I am, and I must know that. That can't be false. So this forms what is his foundation for what he thinks he knows. And it turns out he thinks he can go from the recognition that he exists and that he just couldn't be mistaken about that. Even if he's dreaming. If he's dreaming and thinking, I'm thinking, he must be thinking. Even if he's deceived, if he's thinking, he must be thinking, he'd be thinking. So he thinks he can use this belief as a foundation and build up to all his other beliefs. So we'll have to check that out another time.